Stopping in, peoples. So I wanted to stop in today because you caught me cooking a little bit, but I wanted to stop in today and talk about: are you living your authentic truth? Are you just like other people who are like going along with the program, taking that seriously? Are you, you know, you tapped into performing like everybody else, Because I know I could tell you, I was a performer before. Let me just tell you. I was a whole performer. I performed in an act. And I want to even tell you that maybe, no, that not maybe, there was a song that they used to play in or sing in church that was called "This is Just a Rehearsal. We're going to do our thing when we get to heaven." Now, I used to always question that, and I was like, how do we know we're getting there? And it was always a performance. So, what am I saying to you? This life we're living now is not a performance. And we got to get it in our heads. We got to live it. We got to act it, because I'm going to tell you this. Playing the game of life and just going along that you might get a second chance to do something isn't worth it. You got to live out loud, so loud that you don't care what people think. Because I got caught up in that, and it took me years to get out of that worry about what people feel about me, what they think about me. Now, when I did that, I quieted all of my gifts, every power that I had, the power of decision, of choice, the power that I was somebody, that somebody, the power of recognizing who I was, or remembering who I was. I lost all of that time. And I don't blame anybody, because church is what it is. Church is what it is. It's, if you want control, you want leadership, you got it. But if you want to work on your own willpower, you don't need it. We operate in our purpose and allow ourselves to be purposeful in what we do. You don't need that. But I was operating in the follow me, performing with the rest of the folks, joining the crowd of people, just joining them, And that's why I'm not a joiner now of any group. I think I have very few organizations that there's a commitment, there's a commitment to do this or that, under the constraints of that organization. But anyway, some of us are trapped in the performance, and this video is not going to fit into what you think it should be fitting into, because we think of authenticity as being our real selves. Hey, Pammy, thanks for saying hi from London. Oh, well, I'm going to have me a sandwich, actually. He's a gluten-free, so I'm going to have like I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it is. A panini. I'm creating a panini, I think it is. And I'm having some spinach in there, and some pepper, and some onion. So, yeah, I have some mushrooms kind of sauteing with some ham. So, I'm doing that. I felt creative this morning after I did my walk. Anyway, thanks, Pam, for asking. This is going to be, a lot of us follow societal norms, cultures, and we feel bad about it. We feel out of place. You know that feeling when you feel like you're out of place? You're like, this doesn't feel right, but you still follow it? Hi, a guy on the internet. Hi there, Gilberry. You know how you feel when you are like I feel out of place. Well, that's when you're out of alignment. And it took me 20 something years to figure that out. So, listen, I'm telling you, don't let it take you that long. If you feel out of place, you feel weird about something, you're doing something and it just doesn't feel like it's fitting, and you're with people that it just don't feel like you're fitting, get out of there. Don't perform. Don't spend your entire time, however long that membership is, that whatever it is, don't spend your time performing. I've been performing like that. I performed for 29 years. And I took everybody else with me. Thank you. Thanks, Pam. Yes, Pammy, yes. And, when you find, Pammy, you're right. When you find people that are headstrong and their idea is the way, and there's no other, thought, no one else can think. That's not a thought leader. That is someone who's taking over. I don't know the word. I know the word, but I just can't think of the word, or say the word. But that's somebody who's taking over, who wants to control you. So don't be running around with them. Don't get into that. Don't even get in the throes with those people, because all it does was throw you off and keep you from being who you absolutely, totally, 100% are. Totally. I know. I've been there, done it. And it took me years to get out of it and change my life. So now I'm even like my life now, I'm super happy about my life. I'm just totally happy about it. So, I enjoy what I do, who I'm with, and the universe kind of like speaks for me. So I'm pretty cool, happy about that. So, at any rate, it took me a while to kind of get to that place that I was okay. I was happy about being in solitude and not with a bunch of people. I was okay about that. Because let me just tell you, you can be that way for so long and those people are not good for you. Everybody's not meant to go with you where you need to go, just so you know. They're not meant to go with you. So if friends fall away, if you fall out with a friend, if if they don't want to see it your way because maybe you don't want to smoke, maybe you don't want to, drink, maybe you don't want to talk about people, maybe you don't want to gossip, maybe you don't want to go to an area they're going to, maybe you don't even want to go to the church they want to go to. When you fall out with them over that, it's because they're out of alignment. You requested them to be in your life, not your life requested them to be in your life, because you don't have to chase friends. That's one thing you don't have to do. People in your life, whether they're your bloodline or not, you don't have to chase them. Yeah, I said it. You don't have to chase people in your life, because people want you to chase them just to prove a point. Oh, she can't live without me. And I have that now in my family now. I'm not chasing people to be a part of my life. Not when it's too easy to be part of my life. Just don't cause me problems. That's all. Don't cause, issues. Be real, And authenticity takes a lot of work, ladies and gentlemen. It's not about being like your real self, accepting yourself. Oh, this is so great. I'm being myself. No, it's accepting the power you have. The power of choice, the power of, if you're a clairvoyant, clairsentient, any of those clairs, are you using your powers? Did you put them away when you were little? Because somebody said you couldn't do that. Did you put them away when you were older? Because you thought people were going to look at you kind of funny. Did you? Did you do that? I know I did it for many, many, many years. I did it for a lot of years. And I thought that power wasn't supposed to be mine. I thought, because I was told, you can't have that power. You're not that powerful. Only leaders are that powerful. Only leaders. And I found that I was living in shame a lot of times because I wasn't living my true authentic self. I was living in the shadows. So living in the shadows made this extrovert become an introvert as an adult. And I didn't have the courage to, or it wasn't that I didn't have the courage, it's that I was surrounded by people that inhibited my power. So it was taboo for them to have somebody tell them what they're thinking or the next step that they should be making. It was taboo for them. You don't say those things because you're the lower level, I'm the higher level, and the higher level tells me. That's what they said. But you have to get into a place of the courage to disappoint people. I had to get into the place when I left that church, when I left that group of people. I even left a group of organization. When I left it, I had to get to the place that I had to have. I have the power. I need the courage to disappoint them. You need to have that courage to disappoint them because you're embracing setting boundaries. You're embracing no to those external forces. You're embracing liberation. Being able to prioritize your personal well-being over theirs. You're learning to navigate your potential when you say no. And the total understanding of grace. Total understanding of grace. We don't talk about grace enough, but that'll be another subject anyway. We don't talk about grace enough, but anyway. My thoughts on that too is, but anyway, we're going to continue. So what does it cultivate for you? What does it really cultivate for you? When you are living authentically and beyond your comfort zone, right? You start to navigate your inner compass a lot more. Your inner compass is completely, you're navigating it. You're using that inner compass. Instead of asking people for direction, you're asking yourself, hey, what's going on here? You're saying to yourself, hey, is this necessary? Do I need this? Is it something that I need to work on? What is it? You're asking yourself instead of asking other people. You don't like that. I know. You don't like the fact that, other people don't have the answers. You do. How you like that? Other people don't have the answers. You do. And you need to practice that. You need to get in the place that you have the answers. You have the answers. And you just got to believe that you have the answers. You have to practice. I'm cooking. That's what I'm doing, Robo. I'm cooking. I'm cooking. I don't know what I'm cooking. I'm cooking like a lunch breakfast thing because I was hungry. You have to practice the steps of reconnecting with your intuition and your authentic desires. So you're connecting with them when you're saying no to other people's junk. You're reconnecting with, now what do I do? Without them, that's disrupting me, making all the noise, doing all the junk. What do I do? You're reconnecting with yourself. You're also tantalizing your creativity. Because if you notice, when you start getting rid of people that do not serve you and things that do not serve you, and you start to live your authentic self, you start to open up this channel of creativity that you start to create, and you start to be yourself. So if you're creative, like if you love music, if you love art, if you love dancing, if you love singing, if you love writing, if you any of those things, those portals start to open up, and they're very clear. They start to be very clear, right? The second thing that opens that up is journaling. When you don't feel like, feel great, you write it down. I don't feel great today, right? I just gave my granddaughter a journal for herself when she's not feeling the best. But you start to journal. It brings mindfulness. It brings you back to who you are, and helps you to explore your personal truths. It helps you find them. It helps you embrace them. And then the last thing that it really does is helps you distinguish between self-expression and reactive rebellion. So is what I'm doing reactive, or is it something that I'm expressing? Because reactive is so different than expression. So you got to make sure that you're not being disruptive to you or anybody else. But when you are, that's when you're reacting. But when you are expressive, it's calculated, it's effective, and it's the truth. Simple as that. Okay? The next thing that living beyond your comfort zone, living beyond you being able to be your authentic self. Hit the like button, guys, please, because I need some likes here. Let's go. But to be your authentic self, to your authentic truth, right? It's more than just being yourself. It's the inner level. It's the liberation of the higher self. It's not just, hey, I'm cool at being quirky on this level, but it's the higher self. And that higher self needs nobody, needs no one. Doesn't showcase all the time. It's quiet. It's not comfortable because you're lonely. So it doesn't really showcase to the world except by your energy. When your energies is in your higher self, it shows to the world your vibration, because you're living in that higher self and that authenticity. Great opportunities, you don't have to chase them, they come to you. Great opportunities don't have to be, you calling everybody and getting, all those things. They come to you. Abundance comes to you. Relationships that you desire or want and need, they come to you. You don't have to chase them. It's like a ripple effect of living truly in the relationship of your inner self, of your inner being, your higher self, and just having an overall calmness and well-being about what's going to happen, what's not going to happen. When we worry, we put that all into the noise, and the noise carries it, and it becomes whatever you wish it to be, good or bad, right? There's a call to action that you can have for your life when you are literally be going beyond your comfort zone with becoming authentic. And like I said, those steps are really doing some inner work. I mean, becoming aware of who you really are and that power that's in you, whatever it is. Take those steps to do it, because it will begin your journey of really being, personally being liberated today. Just take those steps. Take the step, number one, take the step of realizing that you don't need other people to validate what's already in you. It's everything that of your authentic self is remembering who you once were. It's not going with the crowd. It's none of that. It's remembering who you once were. Second thing, when you get really out of sorts and feel out of place, start to listen to your intuition. Remove yourself. Do not get involved with things that do not serve you and are out of alignment. And third, if you feel like things are coming down, maybe you even feel lonely. And that's when you kind of make desperate moves. Journal, right? Start to journal and, start to reconnect to your intuition and your authentic desires. Know what they are, because sometimes we don't even know what they are. But do those things. Step into your power. See you next time around.